Although I will say, I find it completely hilarious that Justin Timberlake played Boo Boo in the Yogi Bear movie. Like, when I saw the commercial for that, I was like, until I got to that point, I thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen, and then I just burst into laughter. Oh, wait, something's happening. See, here's the subtle breakout.
Here's where he draws the attention of everyone in the town. And it explodes.
Like how Telltale was careful not to show the actual explosion animation there.
It's just him flying backwards.
Little beyond the budget. Yeah. I'm surprised only she saw him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And
she was perfectly fine with the fact he had a drill strapped to his chest.
And the hell of it is, after all of this, it didn't even work.
No. Yeah, not even close.
So doesn't that mean like the past hour was kind of useless?
Well, he's got the rockets now. He's going to attach it to the bicycle.
Oh, that's true.
Which seems like a perfectly safe thing to do.
That's true.
It exploded the drill. I'm sure it'll be fine on this little girl's bicycle. I'm not sure what he just was tightening it on there, but okay. It's on the back of the bike. See, in my head, this is going to go in like a giant U thing, and he's going to face plant on the concrete. And then it's just the ending sequence. They start rolling.
Oh, wait, I think I missed the part where Doc was carried off in a paddy wagon.
Yes, that already happened. Yeah, it drove by him.
I just saw Marty zooming by. I'm like, wait, aren't you forgetting? Apparently not. I was the one who was forgetting something.
He's just going to beat him to the point. He knows it's going to happen.
I kind of like this puzzle that's coming up. It's like it's probably too soon to use the phrase a classic Telltale Endgame puzzle, but it really is. They like ending their puzzle with their individual episodes of the big action scene like this.
They do it's almost exactly the same thing in the 5th episode, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
It's also a car. They just reused it.
I think there's one in the Wallace and Gromit series where it's also similar, and it involves a giant bee.
See, that sounds way more interesting.
It was pretty cool. I'm trying to remember exactly. It involved a car and an enormous flying bee. I don't remember the details beyond that.
Well, I'm intrigued. You had me at giant bee.
And then I probably kind of lost you a bit with car,
but a little less interested.
So yeah, Doc is locked inside there on this extraordinarily long straight road that never curves at any point. They never get where they're going.
No. Yeah, Michael could leave this on for half an hour and they're still going to be driving down here.
I know we need to figure out a way to break him out. Yeah, you're right. The other puzzle is exactly like this, isn't it?
Yep.
I think we just acquired a frisbee.
Yeah, or hubcap. One of the two.
Frisbee, far out. That would be my obscure Back to the Future Part 3 reference for this video. So we need to get the keys from the front to open up the back. And I don't really know what Marty's plan after that's going to be. He doesn't really he just thinks in what's the next thing I have to do. He doesn't look at the big picture so often.
No.
But maybe
his plan then is to fall off the car, I think.
It could just be an adventure game thing. But no, I think it might be a Marty thing. I think that plays into what I was saying before about him always forgetting that he is a time traveler and not in the present. He doesn't always see the big picture. Or maybe I'm just looking into it a little too much.
Yeah. I did like how Doc's motivation to go back in time here was to solve a historical mystery. I know I talked about this on the podcast already, but...
Which, I'll be honest, seems a little out of character from the Doc Brown I know from the movie trilogy.
Who is adamant about not changing the timeline.
Exactly. But, There is a time gap between the Doc that we're seeing here and the Doc at the end of Back to the Future Part 3.
That's true. Now he's suffering from early stages of dementia, apparently. I'm not sure.
And for that matter, there's a difference between the Back to the Future 3 at the end, the Doc Brown at the end of Back to the Future 3 and the Doc Brown from like 10 minutes before that.
That is also true.
There's like a 6-year gap between those two Doc Browns.
Yeah, let's have kids in the 1860s.
Yes.
Or the 1880s.
So I can accept that he's mellowed substantially about time travel at that point. To his detriment at times.
I like how now he's going around and like improving things from the past, but instead of like stopping wars or saving anyone who's assassinated, he's like, I'm gonna
He
stop
wants
the
to find out
speakeasy.
who burned down the speakeasy. No going back and preventing Hitler from gaining power.
No.
Stopping the Titanic. Actually, I only thought of that example because there was a book series I read when I was a kid about time travel, and that was one of the plots.
Stopping the Titanic?
Yes. But spoiler alert, in every book in the entire series, of which I think there was only like 3, they never did it. They never did whatever they set out to do, and I think that was supposed to be like
the worst hero ever.
Some kind of moral about how you can't go back and change things or something.
I mean, they could just try again, couldn't they?
That
They have a time machine, apparently.
That's kind of a plot hole with time travel stories in general. Like, once you fail, you can just go back and do it again. Like, I think Doc might mention this before, how you can't do that because the self from, let's say, an hour ago is going to be so confused if he sees you. But not if he knows about time travel.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, I failed that last time? Okay.
Well, I guess
No
I
problem.
won't even bother then.
I'll help you. There's 2 of us now.
Yeah. Although maybe Marty couldn't handle it because, he's not always up to speed on stuff like that.
That's true. How did I get here?
Wait, what was that? What the hell is that? Hey, we got the key.
Uh-oh.
Poor, 75-year-old Doc Brown.
Hopefully he doesn't have arthritis.
I believe this is the reason why one of the reasons they can't make any of the Back to the Future movies anymore is because he could never do something like this, the actor.
No.
Neither could Michael J. Fox, for that matter.
Apparently, he's a terrible shot.
Yes, because you can just sit there as long as you need to figure out the puzzle.
Uh-huh.
He will never hit you.
It's possible his gun isn't loaded, because at no point does he put more bullets in it, so maybe that's the problem. Oh, wait, no, you're going to shoot the chain here, so there's at least 1 bullet left. That was a terrible scream.
You weren't convinced?
No. Oh.
I believe we're about to solve the game.
Yes. This should be the final puzzle coming up.
Do it. No, don't ask him for ideas. Come on, just do it.
There we go.
Yay. I guess he could have if he wanted to be a completionist.
Well, he hasn't so far, so.
Yeah. He probably was on his first playthrough.
I'm assuming, yeah.
He was just
glad he wasn't here. We'd run out of things to talk about.
Audience.
Yeah. If this thing does not hit a manure truck, I'm going to be upset. There we go.
Yay!
There are just manure trucks all over Hill Valley. Like, this D. Jones guy is very successful.
If this were Super to the Back to the Future Part 2, there'd be poo flying everywhere.
Luckily, it's not.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I'm going to take a stand. This game is better than Super Back to the Future Part 2. That's right. That's right.
What a bold stand.
It's even better than the old NES games.
Well, If only because it looks like these people actually saw the Back to the Future movies at some
Only it looks like they were making a Back to the Future video game.
point. Not something else, and then decided to add in a couple characters.
I do like how this game redeems the Back to the Future franchise as a video game franchise.
It does.
Makes up for a lot. Uh-oh. There's our patented telltale cliffhanger ending.
No. I always hate it when I see this scene. Or the screen, I guess. Just the to be continued.
Oh.
Wait another 30 days to play some more.
Yeah. But we don't need to get into that again.
No. We've complained about that enough. But I do like how, like, in the third game or the second game, Doc disappears completely, like, at once. But here, Marty is slowly disappearing.
Yeah, that's something they're really inconsistent about throughout all Back to the Future media. Also, I did not like this stuff. I always like muted the screen and turned away when I got to this point because I did not want the spoilers for what's happening in the next episode.
Because they give away most of it.
They do. Well, actually, I don't know that because I never saw it, but I'm looking at it.
Well, you know, like all the major problems that you need to solve from the beginning already.
I mean, this is also kind of a reference to Back to the Future Part 2 because that's how they ended that with showing what was happening in the third movie. And I don't like it. I don't like it when TV shows do it either. I don't really want to know what's happening next. That's why I'm consuming the entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah, they used to. I'm not sure if you ever watched like the Dragon Ball Z cartoons, but they would always do that in those. When I was 6, I was very upset. Like the title of the episode would give it away.
Actually, when I was a kid, I liked that stuff a lot more. But now that I have a sense of patience in my old age, I'm much happier not knowing exactly what is going to happen and everything.
Well, it wasn't just like they would tell you little things. Like the name of the episode would be something like Vegeta dies. I'm like, well, now I don't need to watch the episode.
Nice. So that was Back to the Future, Part 1, Episode 1.
And a bunch of other stuff.
The game. Hope everyone enjoyed
Mostly
it.
That's what we talked about.
Yeah, we talked about the game a little bit, right?
I think so.
We went off to tangents about other YouTube videos we watched and weddings, etc.
Yeah. Hopefully Michael Gray uploads the rest of these.
Yeah, if anyone wants us to comment on or commentate or whatever the proper YouTube terminology would be, if anyone wants us to do that with the rest of the Back to the Future series, comment, let us know. Otherwise, we probably won't bother because we're quite lazy.
We are.
And we don't want to ask poor Michael to make more videos if we don't have to. Because it's not even an option for us to do it ourselves, let's be honest.
No, that's not going to happen.
Anyway, this has been Paul Franzen.
And Nikola Suprak.
And thank you all for watching.
Bye.
Bye. Yay.